Nick, what's up? Okay, what's that? I'm trying to. Can you? Hello? Hello? Sound check 1 2 1 2. Okay. Can you just confirm for me if you can see and hear my if you can see my screen and if also if you can hear me, just confirm with me on the live chat there, on the live chat box there. If you can just confirm for me if you can see my screen, if you can hear my voice. I need you to confirm for me, please. Okay, what's up, guys? I hope all is well. I was just testing my account there if everything seems to be working fine, but all seems to be well. So let's see how things go. Yeah, this is just my testing trade here. This was just my testing trade right there. So what do we have here today? Usually when price opens and does this, um, let me remove this executions. Okay, I was just removing those executions. Usually, when price just opens and shoots down like this, we're usually not supposed to be trading the morning session. Okay, so if we could just analyze what the market is doing for us today, right? So yesterday was a Monday, obviously, and price opened and basically yesterday's move was down. Because what I would say is that this was a stop hunt high. This was a stop hunt high right here, and then price dropped for the day. So Price opened, consolidated, turtle soup high, drop. Consolidated for the day, bit of turtle soup taking out this buy side liquidity over here, right? Took out this buy side liquidity and then dropped again. But this is a big move for the London session. As you guys know, that in most cases in the London session, we do not really move that much. Okay, so what are we going to do now? We are going to wait. It's going to be a long session. We're going to have to wait for 10 a.m. Okay, that orange line I just put there is 10 a.m. This is going to be our silver bullet trade. That's what we'll probably trade today. Why? Because in the next, how many minutes? 20 minutes or so, 18 minutes now, we're going to be having our CPI. So we do not want to be trading before that. Okay, but we do want to have a bit of an observation as to where we think price is going. Now, let's go to the daily chart. Okay, let's go to the daily chart and I'll show you what I was looking at this morning. Let's start on the weekly. Let's start on the weekly. As you guys can see, price has been continuously going up. Price has continuously been going up, right? So the weekly chart has what? Doesn't really have any significant levels that I'm looking at except for this bullish order block right here. And you can see the remainder of this fair value gap over here from this candle to that candle, right? So these are the levels that I would be looking at on the weekly chart. If we had to look at anything on the weekly, those are the two levels that I would personally look at. Up until then, let's just jump to the daily chart. The daily chart has this for us. I would think that on the daily, price can probably get to this fair value gap, and then ultimately it has this order block over here, which is the red candle on the 6th, last week Tuesday, basically. So I think price can actually reach for this order block on the daily chart before it actually continues going up. This is what I'm currently looking at. But also, if you look at this order block, it also has this other one. Don't know what do they call it? I forgot what they call this types. But we would then look at these levels. These are the levels I'm looking at on the daily chart right now. Okay, so it would be this fair value gap that I just showed you now. It would be this fair value gap that I just showed you now. This fair value gap on the daily, and ultimately this order block over here. Obviously, if price decides to shoot down and head for this fair value gap, we would then have to wait and see how price basically trades at these levels, right? And I'm thinking that since we are going to be having CPI can basically offer us the volatility or the liquidity for price to basically bounce at these levels. And when price bounces at these levels, we won't be trading. We'll basically just be observing and seeing what price is trying to do. Okay. At the same time, let's look at S&P 500. S&P 500 has almost the same thing. No, not this one. Let's see this one. Yes, this is the one, right? S&P 500. So for now, we wait, guys. For now, we're waiting. We're not doing anything. We will not do anything on this market until at least 8:45. Okay, at least 8:45. That's when we'll start checking to see what the market is basically going to offer us. Right, but for right now, we are waiting. Now, look at S&P 500. S&P 500. This is the data. The fair value gap on this one is clearer, right? We have this bullish fair value gap on the daily chart. we have this bullish fair value gap on the daily chart. So on my side right now, I want to see what price does when I want to see right now what price does when it opens at 8:30 and our fundamental CPI release drops. I want to see price shooting down to this fair value gap. When it gets to this fair value gap, I want to see if they actually break this fair value gap or not. But price action will then tell us on the lower time frame. But for now, I'm not trading obviously until I see the reaction after 8:30 this morning. Okay. So for now, we just basically wait and observe. Okay. Basically just wait and observe. And as you can see, this morning price opened and gave us a big shoot down. Obviously, we've done what? We've violated this bearish, this bullish rather, fair value gap. Right? Not fair value gap, but order block. We basically violated it. So if we go back to these levels, we can probably see something of this sort. You can probably see something of this sort. I'll show you guys now. There's these things that I'm still trying to figure out with this thing. Ah, there we go. I'd probably want to see something of this sort today. Okay. This is something that I would want to see price going to this level and then bouncing straight, or maybe dropping rather straight to these levels. And then I'll probably want to take long positions from then on, targeting buy side liquidity over here, buy side liquidity over here. Okay. But we'd obviously have to wait and see what price does for us. And we're going to observe. We've got like 12 minutes left before that happens. Let's quickly have a look at US30 before. Let's quickly have a look at US30 and see what it's trying to give us. Why am I not finding US30? Why am I not finding my US30? I wonder what is it written here. Ugh, I forgot. It's fine. It's fine. So let's wait and see what the morning session in the New York kill zone is going to do for us. Okay. What we'll probably do today is we will probably be trading. We'll probably trade. We'll probably take from 10 a.m. going forward this morning. So for now, we're just basically going to observe more. This is S&P 500 15 minutes chart. Just going to observe and see what price is trying to do, and basically take it from there. Okay. So for now, we wait. We wait. But this movement from this morning was a bit heavy. You see, this was a very big move, right? This is a very big move. These two levels over here, this would be our fair value gap on the daily chart. And as you can see, price has been shooting down, trying to balance out price at these levels since this morning. So price started shooting down at what time? 2:45. So 45 minutes after the morning kill zone, price started shooting heavily, reaching for the sell side liquidity over here, ultimately the fair value gap over here. If price doesn't respect this fair value gap, we basically wanna see this fair value gap acting like an inversion fair value gap and then targeting these levels over here. We'll basically see what price is trying to do. But if we do not respect this daily fair value gap, let me just label it so that you guys can see it. Right? Yeah. Let me make this a bit more accurate. Okay. There we go. Let's label that as it's the daily chart. Fair value gap. Right. Let me just see top. Let's label this one as D1 fair value gap bottom. Right, so that when we go down to the lower time frame, we know exactly what these levels are, right? That's the reason why we're doing that. So when we go in our time frame, we know exactly what is happening. You do not get confused. Okay. So we do not get confused. That's what those lines are. So don't get confused when you see a reaction at those levels, guys. Okay. So let's wait this 9 minutes and see what price has for us with this morning CPI. Remember, guys, we do not trade fundamentals. Okay. We do not trade fundamentals. So we basically need to wait and see exactly what it's trying to do. We need to wait and see exactly what it's trying to do. And if it doesn't give us a clean setup, then we'll pass. We'll see the market some other time. Okay. So let's see what's happening. A few more minutes. I see Zoo asking me if I'm looking for a continuation to the sell side. Well, it it really depends. So if you take a look at our, what's this? If you take a look at our daily chart over here, we have this little fair value gap over here. So I want to see how prices react at this fair value gap. Is it going to reject and start going up, or is it going to want to pass this fair value gap? Because if we break this fair value gap, then I would look at this as being an inversion fair value gap to basically come test these levels over here, this order block, before we can start going up. So at this point, price is still very much bullish on the Nasdaq. So it's a very bullish market. I don't really want to risk too much if I'm going for a sell. However, if I see price bouncing and rejecting nicely this fair value gap and going up, that means maybe we'll be failing to get to these order blocks. So I'll see how we react at this fair value gap and this order block over here. So between the two, price needs to show, if it breaks this fair value gap on the daily chart, then I would like to see that fair value gap on the daily chart being treated as an inversion fair value gap, where we will test it and ultimately go down to test this bullish order block on the daily. That's my anticipation. So right now, I just want to observe and see exactly what it's doing. And this is going, price is basically going to use the injected liquidity on CPI. So I'm going to check with the CPI, how is CPI going to react. But ultimately, I think we might go to these levels, which is our fair value gap on the daily, and go up. But if we do pass the fair value gap on our daily, then the test will we're most likely going to test this bullish order block and basically start going up. Okay, that's my anticipation on it. But I won't be participating on CPI simply because it's very, you guys know how CPI is. It's almost like it's like FOMC and what's this? It's like FOMC and NFP. It's very volatile. Okay, so those type we usually just sit on our hands, observe, and then trade 15 to 30 minutes after. Okay, 30 seconds to 30 seconds to our 30 seconds to our news release. 30 seconds to CPI. Wow, 20 seconds now. 20 seconds now. We'll start seeing volatility happening in. We'll start seeing heavy movements in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see what price does. Here we go. We go down as expected to basically go test the daily chart, right? Here we go. Order block on the daily chart. You see now that we've tested the fair value gap on the daily chart. I would then want to see how price reacts around these levels. If price gives us a nice reaction to these levels, then I basically want to see something of this sort. This is probably what I would expect to see. Okay. So for now, we wait and see. We still have, this is still the first minute. We still have a lot of time to just sit on our hands and observe what price is trying to do. You see now, we anticipated that price is going to come close this fair value gap. But simply because we have CPI being released, we do not want to be trading such environments. It's highly volatile. So you do not want to find yourself in such conditions, because this thing could have easily shot up, even if we sold, could have easily shot up first, maybe took out whatever arrays at the top here and then drop. So that could have been a heavy loss. Okay. So you do not really want to feel as though you are missing out on profitable trades by seeing price shoot down heavily like this. You do not want to feel that way. However, you also have your specific arrays that you are looking at specific times. So right now we already have our arrays. We already have our bullish arrays over here. So we have this bullish order block over here. So remember, an order block is sensitive at three levels. First level is the opening, which is right here. So we want to see what this order block is going to do for us. Okay, we want to see what it's going to do for us, and then we can also look at 50% of this order block, which is also not so far. Okay, now this thing is getting too. It's getting too clouded. But yeah, these are the levels that I'm looking at. This would be our main threshold over here of this order block. This would be our main threshold, and this is the open of this. So I'm just gonna delete it because we've already tested. But you see right now, guys, we're just observing. We're not doing anything. We're just observing. We want to see what price is going to do. Okay. You do not want to be in a rush to do anything in a market like this. Okay. Heavily bearish at this point. So you do not want to be participating in such an environment. So we just basically watch. We just basically watch and see what's happening. And this is how boring trading is, guys. This is how boring it is. There's nothing exciting about this. Basically sit and watch the market. You just sit and watch. Nothing major happening. So we've passed the opening of the, we've violated this fair value gap. We violated this fair value gap, as you guys can see. Now resting at the main threshold, which is 50% of this order block over here. So right now we basically wait and see what price is still trying to do. Okay. But remember, since it's always time then price, it's Tuesday today. So chances are price wants to do what? Price wants to give us Tuesday. What is this? Monday opening, Monday open drop to basically give us the fake move of the week, which is like the turtle soup. So spike the bottom, or maybe what is it? What is it? What is it? Fake move Monday, Tuesday, and then price might basically want to go up, take out buy side liquidity over here, and over here. Okay. However, right now what we do is we just wait and basically observe. You don't want to be participating in such a market. Okay. If it's already shooting down like this, crazily like this, you do not want to find yourself participating in this. You wanna wait. Okay. Since it's 8:38 right now, this means now I have to wait for 9:30 and see and basically see what 9:30 does. Okay. Basically see what 9:30 does. But we also have, pay attention to this. We also have this sell side liquidity right here. We also have this sell side liquidity right here. So if price comes for this sell side liquidity, don't be surprised. Okay, we've already attacked sell side liquidity here, here, and well, this was yesterday, but there. Okay, if we come for this sell side liquidity and then go up, then that would be interesting to see. Okay, so let's just wait. Okay, it just started raining here. Let's just wait and see what price does and take it from there. So this means that, guys, you see what's happening right now with price, yeah? We really have to wait for 9:30. Okay. We really want to wait for 9:30 and see what price basically does for us. Okay. You do not want to find yourself reacting to everything. You want to wait and see a proper setup, a clear setup. If you see a clear setup, then it becomes easier for you to trade. Okay. Give me a second. Let me just get some water here. Um, let's have a look at S&P 500. S&P 500 seems to have a much clearer fair value gap over here. So we went down to the fair value gap and we fell shy of this bullish order block over here. So I just want to see what price is going to do here and take it from there. Okay. I want to see what how price is going to react on this bullish order block over here. It hasn't reached the opening of the bullish order block. However, it has reached. Let me check if we've reached the top of the order block. Let me check if we have. No, we have not. We have not reached the top of the order block, but we are very close. Okay. So let's observe that. Let's observe and see what price is going to do. However, at this point, what it means is that we have to wait for 9:30, and then after 9:30, then we also check what. After 9:30, we basically have to check what the silver bullet session is going to do for us. Okay, those are the things that we're going to be checking for. So for now, guys, it's going to be a boring session. We'll have to wait. So we have another hour waiting for 9:30 and probably an hour 30 minutes waiting for 10 o'clock. Okay. So we just observe price like this because you're gonna find yourself getting that, what do you call it? Getting that adrenaline rush and basically wanting to participate prematurely. Okay. You wanna wait and see, give price it's breathing time. You wanna wait and see, give price its breathing time. It's going to tell you exactly what it wants to do, but you do not want to rush this thing, okay? Because if you rush, it's going to show you flames, man. Let me get a bit of lighting here. So awkward. I think I need to get a camera. I was saying yesterday to the guys in the live stream. Is it a live stream or what? What is it? But yeah, I was saying yesterday to the guys there, but I basically need to I basically need to get a camera just so I think the view can be better. Let's look at the lower time frame. What is it trying to do? 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute. Okay. Let's see what price is trying to do. We wait. Okay. As we had anticipated, when the session started, we wanted to see price doing what? Wanted to see price shooting down, heading for this fair value gap over here and these other blocks over here. Now that we've done that, we now want to see the reaction of price at these times. Okay. So we wait now for a specific time. 9:30 usually gives us a stop hunt, right? So we're going to wait for 9:30. But because today we've had such a big movement, when did this day start? It's the 13th today, which is started here. So today we had a big movement down. You guys can see that. This is quite a big movement down. This is quite a big movement down. We're not going to be holding our trades too much today. However, if we do get a trade, like on, we're not going to be holding our trades too much, okay? Simply because of how much movement we've had already during the London session and also the New York session now, simply because of CPI. But because we've reached specific levels, which is now our bullish arrays on a bullish market, then we can now start waiting. We wait, obviously. This might be an overall reversal. Who knows? But we do not want to call tops in the market. Okay, we do not want to call tops. However, let's say, for instance, price decides to shoot down, continue shooting down, and close below this low over here. This is our invalidation level. If price breaks this order block, meaning it closes below this level that I just marked, I will then consider this market as bearish. Okay. I will then consider it as bearish and I'll start looking for the market to do what? To start going down and taking out sell side liquidity over here, over here, over here. And ultimately, we have this volume balance that I've been waiting for down here. That's if and only if we see price today closing below this bullish order block. If it fails to do that, that means we're going to continue going up and attack this. We also have a volume imbalance over here, means we're going to continue up and probably attack this volume imbalance, which is going to be short term, and ultimately want to see price taking out this high and continuing making its higher highs. Okay, those are the two things that we are basically waiting for right now. But we obviously want to see what price is doing because we want it to come to us. We don't want to force it out of the market. That's the one thing that you never want to do. You don't want to force these things out of the market. You want to wait for the market. You want to wait for the market to basically give you that, not for you to force it out of it. Because if you force it out, it usually becomes a brown out. If we try to force it out, it usually becomes a problem, guys. And we don't want problems here. Now, corner, our risk needs to be on point all the time. Our risk management needs to be good. Okay. Risk management needs to be good at all times. You see, at this point, price seems to be respecting this mean threshold. Price seems to be respecting this mean threshold on price seems to be respecting this mean threshold on the daily chart, right? This mean threshold, which is that 50%, it seems to be respecting it, right? So if we go down to the lower time frame, we want to see exactly how price behaves now at these levels. How do I view tech on? I want to see how price reacts at these levels now. So we wait. Okay, we wait. Okay. But at this point, I like the reaction at this level, which is our daily chart main threshold, daily order block rather, main threshold. What markets do you guys want us to look at? Let's just check. Gonjini. Let's just check the dollar index quickly. Actually, I wanted to check the dollar index. I don't know how I forgot. We initially had on the dollar index. This is what we initially had on the dollar index. It's currently on, it's basically very bullish currently, right? However, you see there it says buy side liquidity. If you check this, we have this fair value gap right here. This is the daily chart. This is the weekly chart. Sorry, you guys can clearly see that we seem to be violating. Sorry, we seem to be violating this fair value gap on the weekly time frame. So since we're violating this fair value gap on the weekly time frame, we now want to see what price is going to do when it gets to this other block right here, right? Want to see what price is going to do when it gets to this other block right here. If anything, since we are violating this, then we're going to look for the same thing, right? We're going to look for, since this has been violated, it's going to be used as an inversion fair value gap where price needs to come back, bounce on it for price to basically continue going where up. And if it goes up here, then we're essentially going to come take out this buy side liquidity over here. We're essentially going to take out this buy side liquidity over here and this one over here. I won't put both these lines, it's going to be untidy. So this is what we're anticipating, but we'll just see how price reacts when it gets to this other block over here. And then jumping over to the daily chart, let me delete this. It's unnecessary. Delete this as well. The daily chart we have a what? This fair value gap. So we wait and see also what price is going to do, right? And if it goes in deep to the 50%, then obviously it's going to be in. Let me show you. 50% is going to be somewhere here. This is basically our CE. If we just jump to the weekly chart, you notice that our CE is going to be the opening of this bullish order block, or bearish order block rather over here. So we basically want to see a reaction at that level to see what price is going to do. Is it going to bounce, go opposite direction to go take out this sell side liquidity, or is it going to break that also and ultimately reach for these? Okay, that's what we're waiting for. However, gun to the head, I would say that we're going to bounce at this fair value gap. Gun to the head, I would say we're going to bounce at this fair value gap and start going the opposite direction to come close maybe this imbalance, T cut sell side liquidity over here and over here. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. On my side. It's personally what I'm looking at. So guys, trading is exactly this, né? It's just a lot of waiting. It's a lot of waiting and you just basically sit on your hands and have invalidation levels. If you see that price is doing what you wanted to do, you still need to wait for confirmations to see if you're going to be participating in that trade or not. Okay, going to be waiting to see if it's participating in that trade or not. So right now, again, we wait. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for 9:30, 4:30 South African time. We wait for 9:30. We want to see where price is going to act at 9:30 and see where we basically go from there. Okay. I just got an email here again from Funded Next saying important update. They are not taking any more signups from the United States. The United States seems to be having a big challenge with the prop firm industry because FTMO signed up, not signed up, but also pulled out. Was it yesterday or something? But a couple of days ago, we had the same issue with FTMO, now Funded Next, and not so long ago it was MFF. So yeah, ish, there seems to be something going on. Seems to be something going on here. Uh, okay, a few minutes to go. A few minutes to go. But now, these are the things that I cannot teach you guys in class. These are the things that no one can actually teach you in class, where you basically have to sit around and watch what the market is doing and all that shit. No one can teach you that. You basically have to go through. I can tell you, but I mean you can just witness it and see how boring it can be. But I mean, these are the little disciplines that you guys need to instill now. Okay. These are the little disciplines that you guys need to instill now, as in now. Okay. Because it really isn't, always fun and games where you always see a setup and always see a nice clean setup. Sometimes when you come back in the market and you see a setup like this, maybe you could have sold up here and you're like, shit, I wish I was on the market. Only to find out that if you were on the market at the time, you're probably supposed to be waiting all this. Probably find that you were waiting all this, or maybe if you exaggerated, but you were waiting everything here. All this price action you're waiting, and then this becomes a trade over here. So this is the importance of patience, guys. It looks very boring. And I mean there's nothing really entertaining about trading. If they make it entertaining, it's not entertaining. It's real market. Real market. Nothing fun. Nothing really, 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 really exciting. So this is what's up. If we don't find a setup by 11, we're closing this live stream. I'm just going to delete these. Yeah? We've already seen the significance of these levels. We'll also come back to them. Also come back to them. But right now, just want to see what we're going to do with this sell side liquidity. So let's pay attention to the 1 minute chart now. Let's see what it's trying to do. Okay, let's see where it's trying to reach for. At 9:30. In the next 20 seconds, let's see what price wants to do, how price wants to react. Okay. We usually have a stop hunt at 9:30, so let's see what price does now at 9:30. 2 seconds. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Interesting. Okay. With this done like this, now I'm anticipating that price is definitely going to take out the sell side liquidity on 1 hour here. Now I'm definitely anticipating that price is going to take out the sell side liquidity over here. After taking out the sell side liquidity, then I want to see price start going up now. I want to see price react to these levels, doing something like this. So for now we wait. Okay. For now we wait until price clearly takes these out. This has become our drawn liquidity, and after we take this out, then I suppose we're basically going to start going up. I suppose we're going to start going up. So let's wait and see. But did you guys notice how price just literally shot down at half past? Exactly 9:30. Price basically started giving us those movements. It's not a coincidence that price basically started consolidating after that movement, obviously to the downside, which was caused by the liquidity that is provided by the 8:30 news release. Price consolidated like this and then started shooting down heavily, taking a buy side liquidity of this specific consolidation. Once it did that, price basically shot at these levels, spike, spike. Now we want to see what it's going to do. Okay. But guys, it's not a coincidence. It is not a coincidence. There we go. Now I'm watching to see what price does at these levels. Now I'm watching to see what price does at these levels since we've already taken out sell side liquidity and since we've already taken out sell side liquidity over here, since we've already taken out sell side liquidity over here, sell side liquidity has been taken. Oh, I see now. I didn't understand what this thing is. Let me change this to a simple trend line. Since we've already taken sell side liquidity over here and having this shift in market structure right here, I want to see if price comes back to this favorite gap that it left for us. If it does come back to that level, I'm going to take a buy over here, put my stop loss at this point over here. So I'm just observing now to see what price does. We're just observing now to see what price does. We don't have any other fundamentals coming out, right? Nothing. So I'm gonna wait for price to dip into that purple box, because if you can check clearly, we have not. We have not checked. We've not dipped into that fair value gap. So we wait. Here we go. We go long over here. What is this thing doing? Am I in here on this trade or what? I don't understand what this thing is doing. No, I'm not in. I think, yes. Oh, it was a buy stop. Yes, I'm sure. You see, weird little mistakes. Stop loss. It needs to be market. One stop loss here, over here. Here we go. See now I got a late entry. You see now I got a late entry because of all that thing. I got in late now. I got in late now because of that whole whatever that's happening there. So I'm gonna put my stop loss down here and wait. Now, what do I want to see? I want to see price going up to. I want to see price going up to this fair value gap over here, right? Ultimately, I want to basically see it taking out the buy side liquidity over here, but because we've had a bit of a big move for the day, I'd assume that maybe even 50% of this would be a good target for me. So I could basically take my profits somewhere here. And my stop loss obviously is down where? Down here, below this low. This is where my stop loss is. So right now we hold and we wait. Right now we hold and we wait. Okay, we hold and we wait. This is not our first time trading live with you guys here on YouTube. But this is the first trade that we've ever taken. We got in late. Our entry was supposed to be down here. Our entry was supposed to be down here. But, technology messed us up. Nothing to complain about. I mean, it's part of the game. Um, I don't know how, I don't know if you guys know or understand how much of a challenging position it is to trade. I actually never thought it was this um, challenging to trade live with people online. It's quite a challenging experience. Something that I've never done before. So I mean, yeah. But I mean, we already have our bias. Remember, all these things that we do all these things when we already have a bias as to where do we want to see price going, what do we expect, and all that. Right. So we do not just look at this basic 2022 model and just take a trade. Right. We base all those things that I've been sharing with you guys before I went into this trade. Now, can price still go down and possibly reach for the sell side liquidity down here on the 1 hour chart? Possibly. Well, here, possibly, right? There is a possibility that we do that, but my understanding right now, or my anticipation right now, is that we might not reach for those levels. So I went long here. And if it does go down, if it does continue going down and hit me on a negative, it's okay. I'll take my loss and then I'll wait for another entry. That is the reason why we always have our our stop losses in our trades. Okay, always have your stop losses set up. Always, you always trade with your stop loss. And remember, this is for nothing. This is just for educational purposes, and it's not regarded as trading advice. If you see me taking trades live here, it didn't necessarily invite you guys to join me into that. Okay, into my trading. It's not an invite for you guys to trade live with me. This is just me sharing my knowledge. It's not to be regarded as financial advice. It's not to be regarded as financial advice. Okay. So we are 50, okay, $30 down. Well, up now, $5. We were up almost $300 just now. And, so price is basically just consolidating at this point, really. Price is just consolidating. This is just a mere consolidation. Okay. Price is consolidating. As soon as it breaks out, it's either going to break out to the downside or to the upside. As I said to you guys earlier, gun to the head, I would think price is going to break out to the upside and come take out this buy side liquidity and test these levels up there. Okay. That's what I think. So for now, what do we do? Wait. Okay. We wait. So this is our fair value gap that we traded. This fair value gap over here. Let's just go to the 3 minutes time frame and see what happens. There it is on the 3 minutes time frame. Don't forget that we have a fair value gap on 1 minute and we have a fair value gap on 3 minutes, right? and it's still respecting the 3 minutes fair value gap because you see it's failing to close below the 50%, which is this dotted line. If it closes below that dotted line, then it becomes a low probability trade. But for now, we're still holding because we still think the price might actually reach up to go take out even this buy side. We already have buy side liquidity over here, right? We already have buy side liquidity over here that will need to be taken out. So this is the buy side. This is another buy side liquidity that has just been generated by the market. So we're still very much respecting this fair value gap on the 3 minutes chart. So when you see price consolidating like this, you should not really be shaken too much. Okay. You just need to check, you need to sit on your hands and watch what price does. And if price does eventually break down and hit our stop loss, it's not a problem. We'll look for another setup some other time. Okay. But for now, we sit and we wait. Still observing. Want to see what price does at this 3 minutes fair value gap. Let me check what the 5 minutes is doing. Okay, we still have this bullish order block over here. Still have this bullish order block over here. So we wait and we watch. The 3 minutes chart, as you guys can see, we keep spiking this level, but it's failing to close below. It keeps giving us these spikes. Right? This is the 3 minutes chart. It keeps spiking this level, but failing to close below. Okay. So we just basically hold our trade and see exactly what price is trying to do. Right now, we have this buy side liquidity over here. If anything, you could actually take out your position when we take out this buy side, or you can take out partial trades. Let's see. You can take partial trades when we take out this buy side liquidity, which is this line that I have up here. There we go, $400 running 500. When we get to this bearish order block, I'm going to collapse my trade. There we go, $500 for the day. So we're up $500 for the day. This is the trade that we've been waiting for all morning. Okay, this is the trade that we've been waiting for all morning. And now we can basically end our live stream. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I'm saying trading is so boring, guys. You do not really, um, what am I saying? Trading is boring. There's nothing exciting about this. It's just you sitting on your laptop and basically doing this and just making sure that you follow your rules and you don't jump in and out of trades or in and out of positions simply because you see the market moving crazily. Okay. So I don't know. For me right now, I'm gonna call it a night, not a night, but a day, and we'll see you guys on the next live stream.